something important. We got two cameras, one looking this way, one coming in from here. But this is Blue Leader. We're here in Santa Clarita where we have an event, Tesla Club-socal and Tesla Owners Los Angeles. They're hosting a trunk or treat. And I'm honored to have with me fellow YouTuber, Tesla TravelTeslaDad. He's here to drop some knowledge on all his experience, all things Tesla. So there's a lot of people that know about you, and there's some people that are getting to know about you. So what would you want to say to people that are just getting to discover you and everything cool you're doing in the YouTube and Tesla world?
Well, first of all, it's TravelTeslaDad.
Oh my God!
That's a big deal.
Let me run that back. Let me delete that shit.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So,
TravelTeslaDad.
TravelTeslaDad.
You know, I type it that way, but it just comes up Tesla TravelTeslaDad.
Well, you know what it is? I'm a small YouTuber compared to like the Tesla Rodders and Tesla Joy. They're the ones who kind of inspired me to do it during COVID. So I'm all about EVs, not just Tesla. Granted, my name is Tesla. I do own two Teslas, a Model Y, a Model 3, and I do travel a lot. And I'm a dad, so I kind of put that all together, and that's how my channel name came about. But I don't just only talk about Tesla. I like to cover all kind of EVs, Rivian, Lucid. I'm excited about the EVs coming out besides Tesla. So I do a lot of stuff with my family. As you can see, we're here at a Halloween event. The Tesla community is it's great. It's a great way to network, meet new friends. As you can see, we have a great meetup here. I like taking my family with me because it's a family-friendly event. So my channel, if you're new to my channel, I pretty much cover Tesla. I like to cover a lot of Tesla meetups, like we have here, the Halloween trunk or treat. There's a lot of cool events. I try to go to a lot of EV events, whether it's the car convention shows. Rivian and I covered about 2 weeks ago. I actually travel a lot with my family by myself, so I like to document some of my travel. And so if people want to, get some tips as far as traveling, you can follow me for that as well. And sometimes I'll vlog here and there with my family, with my Tesla and stuff like that. So.
What's the funnest video you had making and being a part of?
I think the funnest video I had making was the Tesla Takeover, which you were there.
Yeah.
I mean, we had over 800 Teslas there, and I was actually, if you take a look at it, I was able to capture it with my drone shots.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only way to really get a feel of what the event was like.
And see the full scope.
Yeah. I see a lot of videos, I'm not knocking it. I mean, it's one thing you can just take your camera, you're just going down a row of cars.
Yeah.
But to see it from an aerial perspective, to see that many Teslas there, and you were there as well. It was a blast. I mean, we had a fun zone for kids. You had, a mechanical bull. You had a concert. You had a bunch of stuff. So that was actually a fun event. I was able to meet a lot of people that influenced me, like Tesla Raj, Doug. A lot of YouTubers were trailblazers in the beginning for Teslas and other EV enthusiasts. So I was able to meet a lot of people. I'd watch videos, come face to face with them and talk to them and other influencers, and people like you. I met you there. So it was a great time, and I encourage anybody, if you're in the SoCal area. I mean, we had people travel from outside the country. Come to this event. Did. So I think as far as Denmark or even Switzerland, that came to the event and out of state. So if I believe next year they set a date. I'm not sure what it is, but if you follow, I believe it's Tesla Silicon Valley or even Tesla Club-socal next year in July. I believe they have a date secured. I encourage everybody to just come out. It's a great time. Come with your kids. It's a great way to network and meet new friends.
So for those of you that don't know, in the year 2021, the Tesla Takeover, there were multiple Tesla clubs from all over Southern California and Northern California and Central California came together. The unofficial count was like 800 plus Teslas. We're not even counting the Teslas that came to supercharge there too. So I've got all these questions now that you're mentioning it. You go around to different Tesla events. Why is it important? Why do you feel it's important for people that are like-minded to come and have a community with each other and do events with each other and hang out with each other? Because some Tesla drivers, they get it, they're very happy with it, they park it in their garage, and then they don't go beyond meeting other people that have done cool things and have other cool experiences with Teslas. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, going to a Tesla event, man, it's not just meeting other Tesla owners. You're meeting people who are interested in Teslas or electric vehicles as a whole. You don't know how many people I've come across that have come to these events and they don't own electric cars. They're just curious about it.
Nice.
They have so many myths that they want you to debunk, or I'm able to debunk debunk at least. They have so many questions. They're so curious. They don't know, as far as the charging goes, the wait times, the cost and so forth. So it's like an educational thing too. You meet other people, you educate them, and whether they get a Tesla or they choose another EV, this is all about promoting EV and having people to not drop their the regular cars they drive, but get into an EV. If I could get somebody into EV, I hit the goal. It's spot.
Now, getting into your EV, were you quick in saying, okay, I'm going to get an EV, I'm going to get a Tesla, we're going to take you some time? Because for me, it took me a while to make that jump. What was it like for you?
Well, I'll tell you this. Back in 2013, I had a good friend of mine who, he was one of the first ones to get a Model S. And I saw it, and I was like, what is that? Like, I never seen. He said, well, that's a Tesla. But he never stopped to educate me on it. So I just thought it was a regular car. Just a fancy regular car. Then I had another friend who actually had a Model S. He actually sent me. I actually went in his car, and I was like, wow. He's like, this is electric. He actually, he educated me on it. Charging infrastructure. This one Tesla was just first coming out. And I was kind of like hesitant because, you take road trips. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm impatient. I just want to get in the gas, pump, and get out. So I want to say about 20. I owned my car about 4 years ago. Actually, I bought my Model 3 in 2018. I was in the market of getting a new vehicle.
Right.
And, I started seeing the Teslas coming out, and I started researching, following, blogs like, Tesla Tino. These are people on YouTube, Tesla Joy, and Tesla Raj, and along with my friends. And I said, you know what? Elon Musk tweeted at one point in October, because, not everybody could afford an EV, especially a Tesla right up in the beginning. Right up front. It's an expensive car. Yeah. So I remember I think it was about October of 2018. Elon Musk tweeted that he was coming out with a mid-range. It was going to be at the 50,000 price point. And I was like, wow. Well, I think the average person spends about 40,000 on a car, something like that. I said, that sounds great. Plus with the tax rebate, it was about, I think it was I got $7,500. Plus California gives you another $2,500. It was a no-brainer. So I said, you know what, I'm going to jump. I'm just going to dive into it. I got my Model 3, and I ordered it in October, and it was delivered right before New Year's Eve, December 29th. Picked it up. Ever since then, fell in love with it. Not turning back. So much that I got rid of my Chevrolet Traverse this past summer, because my wife, I'm driving a Tesla. Yeah. And going from a Tesla to a regular car, it's kind of like, you don't want to go back into a regular car after you drive this. That's right. So my wife, the used car market was so hot in the summer, right? Yeah. Because there was a shortage of chip or whatever it was, and I was able to get a great, I was able to sell my Traverse for a good amount of money, and able to get the Model Y, which is, you can tell right now it's a hot demand.
So you have two Teslas.
I have two Teslas.
You jumped in with the 3, then you went in with the Y.
Right. I have a Model Y we just purchased in July, and I got it at a great time because right now if you order a Y, you're looking at pretty much a year out before you can get one. So and the demand is high.
When I've done these videos, my mom, she said, is Tesla paying you? I said, no, Tesla's not paying me. I'm just doing this to have fun. And she said, well, you sound like a commercial. So I've interviewed a lot of people, and they give a lot of reasons why you should jump in like you did to get a Tesla. Let's do this something a little different, because there's some people out there on the fence. Why don't we share with people, because I'm going to share, what problems we've had with our Tesla.
I'm going to say the biggest disappointment I have is customer service. Okay. Maybe it's just here in California because there's so many Teslas. Yeah. So when you want to make an appointment, everything's done via text. Yeah. That's been my experience. I don't know about you, but I recently had an issue where it took me like a month for it to be resolved. And I actually had to drive to the service center because it's impossible to get somebody on the phone. Very impossible. And I'm not trying to deter anybody from buying Tesla because other states are different. Like I talk to friends in North Carolina, New Jersey, and they don't have that problem. They go in, they get phone call. I mean, I think California is just over flooded with Teslas. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest downside of having a Tesla. That's my only biggest complaint right now. I mean, they do have mobile service, but you just gotta keep making the phone calls and go to the service center. Or I mean, I have a phone number now, but you just gotta go around loops, and you pay so much money for a car. You expect the service to reflect what you paid. Right. So that's my biggest complaint. Other than that.
Something I noticed is that they don't have that initial human touch, initial human voice. you'll end up getting to it when you get to the service station, but you've got, like you said, you got to go in the Tesla app, text in your problem, and if your problem's high enough, they will call you. They called me when I was on vacation. But yeah, that is something else. Did anything happen to your Tesla? You have a 3 and an X. Did anything physical happen to them that required a level of warranty or service or inspection?
Yeah, I want to say about 8 months ago, I was driving my Model 3 in a carpool lane.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 in the morning. You know how it was windy.
Yeah.
It was real windy. I was in a carpool lane, and all of a sudden, I just see this flying object. You know, there's a lot of debris here.
Flying on the freeway towards you?
Just flying towards me.
Oh, no.
So I looked to my right. I had to disengage from autopilot.
Yeah.
And I just had to make, it's one of those things you have to make a quick decision.
Yes.
I couldn't make the right because I would hit the car to my right.
Oh, no.
So it just smacked, hit my bottom bumper actually. It was another bumper.
Of wood or
no, it was a
something?
piece of bumper.
A bumper?
It was a bumper from another vehicle.
Yeah.
I actually ended up running over it, and my sensors popped out, and, you know, my cameras, you know, I had no access to my cameras, and it was just a bad moment because I didn't really know how much damage there was, but actually it was just the sensors and just a big scratch in the front bumper. So that's an incident where I called Tesla Mobile because it was urgent. I didn't have my cameras working, and they didn't respond, at least to my liking.
Yeah.
So I actually drove into a service center. They saw the problem, and they pretty much gave me 2 options, and they said, listen, you either we'll set an appointment 2 weeks from the road, you can just go to an auto shop and file through an insurance company. Now, I've used to adjust claims back in the day, so I kind of know the insurance process.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and kind of handled it on my own.
See, but this problem, that wasn't your fault. That was like a freak accident that came upon your car. Your problem was just getting that first contact with a Tesla representative.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, it was so bad that I had to actually take a day off of work, go to an actual service center where I brought my, where I picked up my Tesla, and they took care of it from there.
But no problems with the car itself, or any problems?
No,
with
I
the
have
car?
no mechanical. I mean, no issues at all. No, I mean, it's funny. I'm coming up on 50,000 miles, right?
Nice.
That's your warranty is when it expires. I'm still waiting for the 12-volt battery to go out because I've seen a lot of my friends where they've been stuck because that's covered under the warranty. But I think the only thing I've had was maybe squeaking from my window, the other side, where it's like ee. But I had a mobile guy come out and he put some liquid, some brush, and that resolved it. I haven't had no major issues on my Y or my 3.
You know what? I've had some issues, but they were easily resolved. My 12-volt battery went out. There's 2 batteries in a Tesla. One's your drivetrain battery, and one is like a 12-volt battery, like a regular that helps start it up. That got replaced very quickly. Some minor squeaking noises, and they just clamped down on some wires. My air conditioning went out because there was a wire, because I have a 2016 X. It was crimped at a 90-degree angle, so it rubbed. They just replaced it with a longer wire, and they replaced this thing called, like, I think it's called a thermal battery warmer or something. That got replaced in about a week. But other than that, it drives good. I don't have any other problems. So yeah, we tried to tell you like hardcore problems with Teslas, and these were easily resolvable or not even the fault of the Tesla. So there you have it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is buying an electric vehicle is maintenance, right? Low maintenance costs. The only thing that I've done in 3 years is rotate my tires, added washer fluid to myself, and what I just mentioned. Other than that, I don't have to worry about, oil changes, tune-ups, all the list goes on for a regular car.
Now, you mentioned earlier about myths people have with Teslas or EVs. What myths have you come across which were that and that only? They were myths. They don't have too much grains of truth in them.
It's funny. I was washing my car, both my cars this morning. I had a couple of neighbors come up to me, and one of the biggest thing was, doesn't that take like 3 hours to charge? And I was like, no. I mean, it does actually. Showed them my home charger inside my home. Showed them the whole infrastructure on the map, and told them, depending on where you go, I mean, the Tesla is pretty much accurate. 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I mean, you got to stop at some point, right?
Right.
And there's nothing. They were just so amazed how, at night I just plug and I just go in the morning. I don't have to worry about going to gas stations, especially with the prices now, almost nearing $7. And that's like probably one of the biggest.
I don't even know how much gas costs. Is it nearly $7?
I go around and look sometimes and look at the
it's too
cost
much,
lines. It's just
man.
way too much. So that's one of them. Another one. some people think the battery only lasts like 2 years, 1 year, and I'm like, this Tesla has been around since like 2013.
Yeah.
And the battery's still going strong. Yeah, there's degradation, but I haven't come across anybody who's. I'm sure there are batteries been replaced, but that's under warranty. So, other than that, it's just mostly charging infrastructure, charging wait times. A lot of people think Model 3s cost, over $80,000. Well, you have your performance, but I mean, it's more affordable than what you think.
Yeah.
So depending on your financial means and what you can afford, you could easily get into like a standard range.
Right. Exactly. Travel Tesla Dad. You travel around. Can you share with some people who are just getting to know you where you've taken your Tesla to?
Honestly, surprised. I mean, I've gone all up the coast of California, Arizona, Nevada, Southern California, but I haven't really done a cross-country trip yet. But I think now that I have my Y, I have a long range, I have about 330 miles, I'm willing to do a trip to Florida.
Nice.
Next year. So that's my plan. I have a mid-range. There's no problem. I could do it with the mid-range too. I just haven't had the the time to actually take a road trip. But myself and my family are thinking about doing a road trip out to Florida this spring, and we're looking forward to it. Plenty of range.
So here's the thing: when you take a gas-powered car and you need to fill up your gasoline. Oh, is that the boss?
No,
okay.
That's right.
That's cool. When you take a gas-powered car, you fill up your gas. I don't know, it takes 5 or 10 minutes or whatever. When you take a Tesla, it could take 30 to 40, maybe an hour if it's a slow charger. How much extra time do you think it's gonna take you when you take your car to Florida and back for all the times you need to charge?
Honestly, I mean, I have kids, so I probably stop more often because kids have to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
I like to do a lot of my driving at night, and honestly, I'm thinking it's gonna probably add an extra maybe 3 hours probably, because when I charge, I don't charge. A lot of people think you have to charge to 90%,
right,
or even 100,
right,
and that's a no.
Yeah.
Honestly, just because once you get to like 80, it takes about a good 45 minutes if you're gonna charge from 80 to about 100, even 90.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're losing the regenerative braking. So I just charge what's going to get me to my next stop, which is usually no more than 15, 20 minutes. So that gives me enough time to go to the bathroom, stretch my legs. I'm a pretty tall guy. My kids want to go to the bathroom. We're back in the car and boom, we're out. So, I mean, there's a lot of videos out there, people doing documented road trips. I've done a couple videos, and as for instance, Arizona. Usually it takes me about 6 hours if I had my regular car. I just recently did a road trip to Arizona, and with my EV, it took me 6 hours and 30 minutes. So
we're talking about cool stuff. So what are you into? I mean, besides doing the EV Tesla thing, YouTube thing, what are you into?
I'm into spending a lot of time with my family. I enjoy playing sports, watching sports. Believe it or not, I enjoy running. I run a lot.
Good.
At least 4 times a week. It's just a way to stress and just clear my mind.
Are you actually running or jogging or walking fast?
No, I actually like jog at a nice brisk pace.
That's
and,
good.
Every mile kind of trying to switch it up. I was actually, before COVID, I was actually trying to train for a marathon.
Nice.
I want to do
Have you run a marathon yet?
No, but I've done 13 half marathon. But I want to do the full. I want to do it in New York. That's where I'm from. So I want to do a full circle by my 50th. And do the New York
want to do the New York Marathon?
New York Marathon.
You have to qualify for that, right?
I know, but I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I'm thinking, I know Boston you do.
I don't think New York. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it anyway in New York. Or somewhere. I know LA does it. I want to do it. That's a goal of mine. So I run a lot. And during COVID, I actually ran a lot. And, hopefully hit that goal in the future. So I do a lot of not mountain climbing, a lot of trails, hiking, stuff. I like outdoor stuff. Just get out with nature. Sometimes you just got to get out there, enjoy nature. It's just a way to, de-stress and just forget about everything, drop all your phones, and just get in tune with nature and your family. And that's what I like to do. That's pretty much it.
Very cool. So we talked about, Travel Tesla Dad. We talked about a lot of Tesla stuff. Do you have any parenting advice, being a dad? How many kids you got?
I got 2 boys.
So you got 2 boys. Do you have any advice for people with kids?
Yeah, just, in today's day and age, people are so focused on their phones, right?
Yeah.
Especially dinner table, everybody's on their phones. Yeah. Or they're just so busy. My thing is, make sure you're a part of your, obviously you gotta be part of your kids' life. I'm talking about I know we're tired. Sometimes you have working parents and stuff like that, and you don't want to do anything. But I always make it a point on my days off or even after school just to be engaged with my kids. Whether it's going outside, throwing a football for an hour, or just going to the park and have conversating with them. Because there's a lot of times your kids, they're going through stuff, right? They're in school. They spend majority of the week in school, and you're working, and you don't realize what's going on, in their little heads. And sometimes they have real problems, and just having those deep conversations with them. My thing as a man, my biggest thing, and I tell these guys all the time, show a lot of affection to your boys. My boys, I'm constantly giving them kids, giving them a hug, because I think guys, and you need to feel that. Sometimes it's too prideful, especially guys that think it's macho. Oh, I'm just going to pound them, raising little girls the way I do it. I think, that's very critical, especially when you're raising boys. And girls too. And just, show a lot of affection. You can spend a lot of time with your kids, get to know them, and be an example. Make sure, your kids, you're the first ones they look up to. So you gotta set that good example, and make sure you're married or not. You're showing love between your spouse and your other. And they see that, and so forth.
So with your boys, I mean, do you have a vision for them? Is there a direction you want them to go, or is there a direction you can already see them going towards?
Well, when it comes to my kids, I really don't. Our job as parents is to make sure you steer them in the right way, set them values, morals, and you want to show them, if you do this, you can get to here. As long as my kids do what's happy, what makes them happy. And like a lot of people, like for me, honestly, sometimes I'll say, well, I want my kid to be a Major League Baseball player, or a football player. I want that celebrity life, whatever. I think that's, I'm using that as an example, right? Because my kids are engaged in all kinds of sports, and even though my kids play baseball or football, that's not what makes them happy. They like soccer and they like other stuff. My son likes arts, but that's what makes them happy. It's about them, and I'm all about supporting what they want to do. As long as what they do makes them happy, and as far as career goals go, I ask my kids all the time, what do you think you want to be when you get older? They range from a police officer to an actor, a dancer. So, just trying to expose them to each career and just supporting what they want to do. But, my main thing is just, support them, give them what you can as far as education goes, and just be there for them. And, whatever they, hopefully they end up on that right track. And, that's what matters to me. As long as, they're healthy, they get to where they want to be, they have a roof over their head, they carry the morals and the values I instill in them, that's fine with me.
Very cool. Now, just one more question for my curiosity, because you started in the YouTube biz before I did, and maybe a year or two after this video post we'll have many more followers and many more views.
Hopefully.
So I'm trying to get to the point where you're getting to, and there's other people just starting in the YouTube thing, whatever their topic is. What advice would you give people who are in YouTube just starting?
Well, my advice is don't be scared to do it. Just jump and just go ahead and do it. Just start on that camera, and it's going to feel awkward at first, but you're going to get comfortable with it over time. Don't try to mimic somebody else. Just be yourself. Because a lot of times you try to mimic somebody else, that might not work out for you. So you got to try to relate with the viewer. Like I said, don't be scared. You don't have to go out and get an expensive $1,000 camera. I started just using my iPhone. And like I told you earlier, I like droning. I didn't go and get the most expensive drone. I got like a $200 drone on Craigslist. So, just start out small, and then eventually, pick some of people's brains who've been doing it for a while. Like I said, coming to these Tesla's meets, you meet other influencers, people who are into editing cameras, videos, and that's what I did. I picked their brain. I really didn't know about cameras, about apertures and shots and so forth. So I got with people who are in the business. That's how I kind of crafted or honed my skills by just picking other people's brains, watching other YouTube videos, how they do it. Like I never knew how the editing and green screens work, and just learning on YouTube. YouTube it's pretty much a university. You can learn everything there, and then you just pick. Like my style is kind of different. It's like telling a story. So, and that's a pretty much a correlation of different YouTubers. I just pick pieces of what so and so do, but I make it my own, if that makes sense. So, main thing is don't be scared to do it. A lot of people are scared to do it. They're like, oh, they worry about what people are going to think. And granted, you do have those trolls on YouTube. You're going to get a lot of the dislikes and negative comments, but just keep doing it, and slowly but surely, you'll feel more comfortable, more confident in your content. And, I'm on Twitter, so I kind of like network a lot with a lot of my followers. They give me advice, I get feedback, and you just build it from there. So that's my advice. Just be yourself and just start.
Excellent. Do you have any final words of wisdom to the people out there?
Well, I always end my videos with work hard but play harder. Life's too short. We work so hard, and people save and they want to do stuff later. You got to do stuff now. You got to live for the moment. And we all work hard, but you also got to enjoy life as well. So I always end it with work hard, play harder, because that's what we're about. My family. We work. My kids go to school. They do their best, and then when it's time to play, we play hard.
Excellent advice from TravelTeslaDad. Find him. What's your Insta handle?
Well, I'm not really on Instagram. I'm mostly on Twitter. You can catch me at TravelTeslaDad. Same thing as YouTube. My wife runs an Instagram, but I'll leave you the links, and but I'm really mostly on Twitter and on YouTube at TravelTeslaDad.
Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right, later.
Thank you, brother. Ricky the Dragon.
Ricky the Dragon.
Bro, I used to be into WWF.
Oh, me too.
So much.
Congrats, you made it to the end. Comment your electric thoughts and share with your circle of trust.
Thanks for letting us supercharge your Tesla destination.
See you at our next super destination.